Hello, and welcome to another Volume 1 One Piece chapter discussion and review. Chapter 1075, Labo Stratum Death Game. What's good? Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Another amazing chapter. As you can tell, Mehgan is still feeling a little under the weather. So she is unable to join us today. But the good news is, she got a test to make sure she wasn't that kind of sick. And she's not that kind of sick. So she will be joining us tomorrow for our One Piece Odyssey stream. And she'll be giving her thoughts on the chapter probably during that stream. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. We'll schedule it on the channel so you can see when it's happening. We don't know exactly what time yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure to stop by tomorrow to watch us play some Odyssey. The game finally begins. Super! Last time we just kind of got through the tutorial or the, whatever. Crazy chapter. I think a lot of things were potentially revealed, but I think there are still a lot of mysteries that need to be solved. There was a silhouette that, some might argue we know the identity of the person who that silhouette belongs to, but it did not look like who was shown at the end. A lot of people are saying that this was potentially Saturn's silhouette, but I don't know. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about the potential Lucci, Kaku, Luffy, Zoro team up. I don't know if it's happening. I feel like Luffy's going to say, fuck it. And Luffy's going to just let them, fight with them temporarily, keeping an eye on them. But the thing is, they don't need them. They don't need those guys. And yesterday in the stream, in the community live yesterday, we were talking about it a little bit. And I hadn't read the chapter. I guess the chapter was out via OP scans, but we're TCB loyalists over here. But someone had asked if I thought they were going to team up. I hadn't read the new chapter yet. Just read it this morning. And I said, you know what? I don't think so. And it is left on a cliffhanger, but I think Luffy's just going to do it. I think Luffy's just going to let them team up. He's going to keep an eye on them. But I don't know if I want it anymore. After they got mopped. Lucci and Kaku, Luffy mopped the floor with them. And I don't know if I don't know if I want it as much as I did. Zoro might say no, said Test, and I agree. Zoro might say no, absolutely not, which would be kind of sick. But we will see. Good day, sir, says A-Chat. What's good, A-Chat? So I got a new layover that I kind of just made last minute. So hopefully it looks okay. Try to incorporate the chat in there too, so you guys can see it. Let me see if it works. Switch over right here before I do this. Things are going to be a little more streamlined, hopefully. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this up. Awesome. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's just start going through it because there's a lot and I don't want to miss anything. But I have the chat pulled up here and we should be good to go. So, yeah, chapter 1075, Labo Stratum Death Game. It opens on a cover page with Vegapunk. We got the elders in the background. This man becomes curiouser and curiouser. He's definitely the type of scientist I feel like that really will do anything to accomplish his goal, to get the funding he needs to do what he does. Maybe in his mind it is for the greater good, but the greater good, sometimes he might sacrifice certain things in the present for the future. So this man's looking kind of sussier and sussier. He looks like he's cracked out on this cover page. We got the first donation of the stream. Let's fucking go, dude.
Good smell. Flavor.
From Ramon Avia, this is how you know life is unfair. Mehgan, eat well, take care of herself, and she is the one sick. Meanwhile, Josh is kicking it. Get well soon, Em, and take care, Jay. Thank you, Ramon. And she's resting. She's good. She feels a lot better today. But that's what I'm saying. I'm the one who doesn't eat his veggies, and look at me. People talk shit and say I need to eat more greens, but look at me. Cosmo said filter for copyright claim. I lowered the opacity a bit. Maybe I can lower it a bit more, but I'm not going to be having it up the whole time. Just in case, just so we're a little careful. Tiberius out here gifting podcast memberships. Let's fucking go. Blaze Sellers was just gifted a membership. Thank you, Tiberius. Shout out. Maybe I can lower the opacity a little bit more, but I also maybe won't have it open the whole time. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to switch off for a bit because now I'm freaked out. Now I'm a little scared. All right. So going through it, we start. And our boy Pythagoras was in some danger. There was an explosion. And Pythagoras looked like he got. Shaka, who I think okay, clearly there's a traitor. A lot of people still speculating maybe Shaka could somehow be the traitor. I think this sort of exonerates Shaka. I don't maybe it's just because I don't want my man to be the culprit, but I really don't think that that he has anything to do with it. And I was kind of thinking about it because, there's a line. Atlas says a line about her face being cracked. And I'm gonna just scroll down. I'm gonna get a little ahead of myself. So she has a line right here where Chopper's asking her, so your face is like a mask. And she says, yep, I can replace any part of my body whenever I need. That's the future for you. It kind of made me think everybody is kind of going after Shaka, labeling him as a potential traitor because he's the only satellite wearing a helmet. And people are thinking, okay, well, why isn't this man showing his face? Everybody else is showing his face. But that seems like it could potentially be purposeful. Oda leading people to believe that because he is sort of concealing his identity. Lilith, of course, also being someone who might seem like an obvious choice. But Atlas says right here that anybody can change any part of their body, change their face. Specifically, in her case, her face was cracked and she got a new one. I don't know. That just seems kind of weird to me. That seems like potentially the purpose of showing that was to show that another satellite could frame another satellite by just wearing their face. I know they have different bodies and different proportions and things like that, so it gets a little muddy there. But I don't know. I felt like there had to be some sort of significance to that line. Somebody said, Doran Ross, Tuvia, shout out, said, we all know it's Caribou. Caribou's still kicking it. He's still doing something. But I don't know, man. And I don't care, bro. There's some people who are like, nah, it's Saturn. There's this man, that silhouette it looks nothing like this. Show me Saturn. Show me Saturn in that silhouette. And then Doran also said a Caribou cosplay would be lit. And then the great Kami 13 said, no, it would not be lit. Anyway, just the ramblings of a madman, CDK, and this is another popular theory. Mark my words, Hattori is making plays somewhere. It's in the beard. Okay, we're going to pull it up. That's the panel we're going to look at together. Hattori has been, suspiciously missing. And so, I don't know. People might be onto something with that. Okay, I'm going to pull up the panel with the silhouette, being careful to only pull up selective panels so we can kind of avoid getting in any sort of trouble. But someone is definitely taking out all the cameras. We knew that. Let's flip over here and let's check it out together. Let's look at it together. Let's decode this mystery. Let me pull this up here. This man right here. Show me a beard, bro. I mean, I guess you can kind of see it a little bit, but it also looks like he's wearing some sort of suit with a high collar. And the hair is what I'm looking at too. Maybe I'm starting to see it now. but because we did learn the chain of command, right? We did learn the chain of command, and they have a higher authority. They have higher authority than even Vegapunk, but they can't be. I think it was that they can't be controlled remotely. So I mean that would make sense, and we still don't know exactly what their power level is. We know that they're incredibly powerful, but we don't know exactly what that power is. I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time seeing it. But I could be wrong. Anyway, flipping back so we don't get in trouble. There we go. So continuing on in the chapter, we see, and this was really fun. This was another reason this was a fun chapter, is because we get to see all the Straw Hats, being themselves. We get to see all of them kind of getting back to their roots. Nami being obsessed with treasure, and Sanji going a little bit too much back, way back to his roots. Wanting to be a dog. He's on that Chainsaw Man shit. He's on that Denji shit. Wanting to be a dog. That was pretty fucking wild, dude. We have Edison talking to Nami about, man-made diamonds. This is when the conversation with Atlas. And I like the team-ups, too. I really do like the team-ups. We have Edison, Brooke, and Nami together. Solid. And then we have Chopper, Robin, and Atlas together. This is a super solid team, too. And they're talking about these organoids, which are just artificial organs that Vegapunk is able to create. And then we have Shaka, Luffy, Zoro. You wanted the coolest team ever? There it is. Someone's messing with their communication devices. And then there's this here. Shaka saying there's someone else in the lab. So I really do think at the end of the chapter, we do get the reveal that S-Snake does seem to be the one behind the Pythagoras explosion. However, I do believe that there's someone else there. I don't know if anybody else has said it or if I'm just completely off on this one. But Vegapunk did make a call to somebody who was there, right? Everybody assumed it was Stussy. It made the most sense after the reveal that it would be Stussy. Am I crazy? Or was that never super confirmed? Because it could be that there's still someone else here, and that someone that Vegapunk called is the one behind all this traitorous activity. And I'm going to open up the chat because I could be wrong. It was confirmed. They confirmed it was Stussy. Okay, Rumham says they confirmed it was Stussy. Batman For Real saying, like the stream. Thank you so much, Batman For Real. You're goated for that. Let me give you a sound for that.
It's your kitchen.
Okay, well, Mr. Fan also says it was Stussy. It was confirmed by one of the satellites. Okay. So I'm gonna let that one die. But yeah, I don't know. It's clearly then one of the other satellites, and a lot of people are also saying that it could be that what's happening here is a satellite, a Vegapunk gave an order to a Seraphim, and the Seraphim is just on some, typical sort of AI, on some typical AI kind of logic, where they have a direct order, but that direct order, it kind of means that they have to do things that they think justify the means, but aren't exactly what the person giving the order had in mind. So it could be that there's an intentional traitor there, and it could be both. That there's an intentional traitor there. That the traitor might be the one giving the command. It might be another satellite, or that another satellite was just trying to help and was like, "Yo, protect Vegapunk, protect this man." And according to their logic, protecting him means taking out all of these threats. CP0 and the other satellites included, which I thought was kind of Kind of interesting. And that, and I do think that is a possibility for sure. We got, let me just pull up the chat here. We got Cameron K. Flood the chat. Flood it with get well soon. Just annihilate the whole chat for a few minutes. Like, subscribe, and maybe give heart emojis. Damn, Cameron, okay. I like that. Tess says protect Stella would make sense for that type of logic. Yeah. So I think that ends up being the most likely scenario and situation. But also, we're going to go through it. We're going to keep going through it. Another team up, we got Jinbei, we got Stussy, and we got Sanji. This is where Sanji's fucking on one, bro. He is on one. He says, consider me your loyal dog. This man is down the most bad. But, we love Sanji. And everybody thinks we fucking hate Sanji, but we love Sanji. This might be, I don't know, man. This might be one of my favorites. We got York, we got Lilith, and we got Usopp and Frankie together. Lilith sharing the technology of a bubble gun with everybody, and we see York see something suspicious in the explosion. It's Pythagoras. His head is blown up, and it's decapitated, bro. He's decapitated. He's laying there headless. Everybody runs over to help, and then we see his head kind of walking on its own. This is when York goes up to S. Snake. Pythagoras freaks out, tells her to get the hell away, and S. Snake gets her, bro. But there's a wild ass panel, right? We got a back shot of York right here, dude. Turn me to stone. Damn. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. I mean, I think we all know. I think you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there was a shot. I was like, okay, Oda. I respect the choice of angle. Sven says, last S-Hawk and S-Bear combo attack looks like Saturn. Let me see. Did I lose that? Coincidence. You know what's so funny? I did notice that too. I don't know how much of a coincidence that is, but the explosion, we got to go back because there are other explosions in this chapter and previous chapters, and why it looks a lot like the planet Saturn. Now, we could just be looking way too much into it. I don't know, but come on. We also got another donation. Shout out Mugsby. Let's fucking go.
Shitty.
Mugsby, earlier, Vegapunk was explaining to Nami why the world government betrayed him. Then he said, not that I ever intended on doing that. He never planned to betray the world government. What if Vegapunk is betraying them to get Luffy's DNA and copy the fruit? If he does think it's for the good of humanity, I don't, is he even on the side of humanity, or is he on the side of discovery? Is he on the side of himself, on the side of science? Does he really give a fuck about humanity? I don't know, but it would make sense, especially after seeing this cover page. I mean, he was looking real chummy. And maybe he was looking real chummy to get funding. But I don't know. They did say they wanted to kill him. So they, if he wasn't going to betray them, they sure as hell fucking betrayed him. And he knows that. So would he still, he knows that they sent CP0 after him and that they're trying to kill him because of, forbidden knowledge. But yeah, I don't know. Because if the world government, if they were really working together still, I don't know. I don't really think that would be the case. It'd be crazy. We have Jackie, maybe because they finally saw the source of eternal flames, Luffy. That's a possibility. Dora Rostuvia, Morge has a great theory on Vegapunk he released recently. Okay, got to check that out. Shout out Morge. Rumham, you can't remotely give orders. Yeah, we discovered that you can't remotely give orders, and I had to go back and make sure to, because that throws a wrench in some theories. The theory, I guess, or the idea that Saturn could be in close enough proximity to control them, even if he's not like there. But I think he has to be there. Gabe Ruiz, boa fruit works on infatuation that can be because adorableness or attraction. See, that's the thing about the Seraphim too. We also learned, and this was very purposeful, that again, these lines have significance. They mean something and will mean something going forward. We learned that they have, some sort of, autonomy or their own sort of thoughts. So there is the slightest possibility that they could be kind of doing this shit on their own, like rebelling against their creator. The only reason I'm not inclined to think that is solely the reason is because there is clearly someone else there. And I don't think it's Caribou and I don't think it's Saturn. But we're going to keep going through because I want to make sure I don't miss anything, and then we'll get to all the speculation. And then we'll show that explosion too, because that shit was crazy. So they're all freaking out because the Seraphim has turned on them, and saying that, look, they don't really stand a chance because these things are the most powerful beings around. At the end of the chapter, we see S. Bear and S. Hawk. They were attacking CP0. People have taken note of that as well, saying it's kind of interesting that they were going after CP0. That could give us some insight as to the order that was given or who is giving that order. Because they went at, like, Luffy and Zoro were there. Zoro was in the room. Zoro was still there, and their priority was taking out CP0. Which would then give merit to the idea that their order given by another Vegapunk or the Stella body, which I don't know if the Stella body has even had the chance to give an order. Last time we saw the Stella body, he was turned into a baby by Bonnie. Is he crawling around giving orders? Maybe. But that would give merit to the idea then that the order was, they took the order, protect Vegapunk, protect the Stella body at all costs. They took it a little too far because they're going after the people who were the biggest threat, at that time. This is the explosion that we're talking about here. The explosion that does look coincidentally a little bit too much like Saturn. I mean, come on. There's been multiple explosions, and this one just, I can't help but think maybe there's some significance to that. Let's see. Cameron K said, am I the only one afraid Moria brings back corpses, but clone Seraphim S. Bat brings back clone corpses, and Ace will be reborn, and Luffy will have to fight it? Oda, please do not do this to us. I've kind of thought that for a long time. I think a lot of people have potentially thought that. It's all about their DNA, right? Were they able to get the DNA of somebody? And I think that they were, if they were, ever in possession of the world government, and Ace clearly was. So I do think that at some point there is going to be, an Ace Seraphim or Luffy is going to have to sort of face Ace in some way, in some form. I don't know. I really do think that Oda would rip us apart like that. I really do think he would do that. Tess says, just a friendly reminder, there are no randos on the island that we're not knowledgeable about, like random scientists affiliated with Vegapunk and maybe other world government agents. There are randos on the island that we're not knowledgeable about. Damn. Doran Ross Tuya said maybe Sabo versus Ace. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this explosion thing, but come on, dude. Then we get to the end of the chapter, and we have the potential team up. What we also have is the return. Last week we had all of the Straw Hat fits, egghead fits. Now we have all of the Straw Hat disgusted faces, shocked, gagunked faces. Bro, they were gagunked. Zoro and Luffy were so fucking gagunked, dude. And this is where it kind of leaves us, right? And we're left to speculate on whether or not they will end up teaming up. I want to put a poll in the chat, and I want to see what you guys think. I think it's going to happen. I wonder more so if there's anybody who thinks it's not going to happen. Nami was straight kicking Lucci's, passed out ass on the ground. If she was there, I don't think she would let this shit fly. And again, they don't need the help of Kaku and Lucci. And is Luffy really going to be able to forgive Lucci for everything? I mean, he is sort of this just, I don't know. Let's put a poll, because I think it has to happen. Why else set it up? But we could look silly when Oda releases the next chapter next week, and the first line of dialogue is like, no. Luffy's saying, absolutely not. We don't fucking need you. So give me a second, and I want to make that poll. And then I do want to talk more about who this potential traitor could be, diving into some of the possibilities, the suspects. See, Ramon said Luffy forgives everything and doesn't hold grudges. That's what I'm saying. He really kind of doesn't, but at the same time, I don't know. Give me a second. Let me see. Start a poll. Here we go. Will Luffy allow? I feel like that's a better way to phrase it. Will Luffy let Kaku and Lucci join? Will Luffy, let's see, team up with? All right, let's see. Let's see what the community thinks. Luffy held a grudge against Kaido, Big Mom, Caesar. It's 50-50. Okay, yeses are pulling ahead, which I kind of felt like was going to be the case. Don Simpson with another donation. Shout out, Don. Even Luffy was confused when he would normally be like, sure, no problem. Yeah, he would be like, sure, no problem if it was, not anybody else, but if it was most people, he'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, on one hand, he is kind of able to forgive. He is kind of able to just do whatever the fuck he wants to do, regardless of how other people view it, or even if other people think he shouldn't do something. But at the same time, like, these are people that fucked with his friends. These are people that fucked with his family, his crew. Like, he has that side of him too, where, I don't know if he's going to be eager to form an alliance, because, again, at the end of the day, the situation might be different. And you know what? I don't even think the situation would be different if Luffy actually needed them. I think especially if he needed them, he would still say no. And maybe there would be other people who would say, come on, Luffy, like, just temporarily, like, just to get us out of this, like, pickle that we're in. And he would probably be stubborn and say no. So why now that he doesn't need them? I don't know. I just can't. I feel like it's gonna happen. They're just gonna allow it to happen. But it's gotta make sense. It's gotta make sense. I expect, because the second, and Luffy knows this. Maybe Luffy doesn't care, but Zoro for sure fucking knows that the second that this fucking alliance is over, like, they're coming back after you. They're coming back after you. They're betraying you. They're backstabbing you. Like, you better keep fucking eyes on them, because it's game over. And Tess said, Josh, don't forget about Crocodile and how he treated Vivi. I mean, that's a great point. Croc did the most and really fucked over an entire kingdom. Really made Vivi's whole ass life miserable. And Luffy sort of begrudging. But again, Luffy kind of in that situation, he had other people like Ivankov. He had other people like Jinbei who were kind of there to guide him and help him and kind of take his emotions out of it. Is Zoro the type of person to do that? I mean, we have seen Zoro, and we do know Zoro to be, that right-hand man to step up and make the call and keep Luffy in check and do what needs to be done. But I don't know. Mugsby, shout out Mugsby. It's the brain. Punk Records. Are you saying it's the brain that gave the command? The big brain? Bro, on some fucking, not MODOK, but what's the other fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? The brain in the vat. It's like that, dude. That's the villain. That's the traitor. Vegapunk's brain. He worked with Beige even after he killed PCOMs. Yeah. Interesting. I feel like it would be funny to see Luffy and Zoro team up with Lucci and Kaku, but begrudgingly. And I think it is going to be begrudgingly, but how much of it are we going to sacrifice, in for the sake of humor, for the sake of a funny moment? And he has, right? Like he teamed up with Crocodile. And I think that is a better example, even though he did still team up with Beige. But again, we'll have to see. The chat is a little more split than I thought it was going to be. Just wanted to hop in real quick and mention that my partner is now reading One Piece and following along with Done Piece. A big part of them starting as you guys, Onward and Upward and Nakama. Relexis Castro. Holy fuck. Let's give him a...
It's your kitchen.
Shitty.
Shout out. Omar Locked. My first instinct was that Jay Garcia had arrived. I think when Jay Garcia arrives, it's going to be a moment. Like, it's going to be a moment. And it would just kind of feel like undercutting his arrival if he just kind of showed up, if he was just kind of there lurking in the shadow. That's why I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to have one hard fucking opinion. And it is that person that we saw is not Saturn. It's not. Now, I'm sure some of you might be saying, well, then who is it? I don't know. But it ain't Saturn. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Theo J. Jackie says, does the Seraphim consider the satellite and VP as one? MVP, Vegapunk, as one or as an individual? I would think that all the satellites have a similar authority except for the Stella body, and that the Stella body would kind of override all of them. Is what I would think. But see, that's the thing. Let's assume for a second that they all the satellites have the same authority, and one satellite says protect Vegapunk at all costs. If then when Shaka, another satellite with equal authority, says stop attacking everybody, Lilith with equal authority says stop attacking everybody, and they don't listen, then by that logic, that command should take effect, because it is like another Vegapunk telling them, giving them a command, giving them an order. But I think this is potentially where their reasoning, where their decision making comes into play. Unless, and it could be as simple of a command, whoever gave it, Edison, let's just say, saying protect Vegapunk at all costs, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does. Imagine a Gorosei walking around turning off cameras, LOL. See, yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, you really think that's such a good point. Shout out Leo. To me, that's such a good point. These are the Gorosei. Do you think that they're going to be sneaking around in the shadow? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they don't want to reveal to the world that they're out and about, sure. But, like, people of this level of power, I don't know, dude. I just, like Leo said, I can't imagine them sneaking around and turning off cameras. I don't know why everybody wants it to be Saturn. It's just, it just can't be. Zigzag said it was a shadowy figure, implies it's a Moria shadow power, which would be very likely, because that was an interesting thing too, going back to the chapter. It wasn't as if it was a silhouetted figure. necessarily. It looks like it was a straight shadow. And I think even the way Shaka sort of talks about it, and let's go back to that panel again. Even the angle of it, the way it's sort of like reaching out. Let me go up and make sure. What was that shadow? I don't know. Maybe not. I was going to say that, it does kind of look like it is reaching out towards the light, and we would be able to kind of tell who it is. But even Shaka's like, no, it's a shadow. It is a possibility. I mean, if they have all the, Seraphim of all the warlords, it's a possibility that there could be an S bat on, or that, they've replicated Moria's devil fruit. But I would be more inclined to believe that, I guess, because again, the hair too, I don't know, it looks like this person is burned. It looks like their hair is kind of singed, and I don't know if that's just the expression line sort of coming out. But yeah. Let me switch back before we get in too much trouble. And go back. Shadow is S Bat. Doran Ross Tuvia, that was from Ramon. Doran Ross Tuvia reminds me of those huge shadows at the end of Thriller Bark. It kind of does. Caribou. Victor says Caribou. Caribou would be the type of person. See, Mr. J. Garcia would not be the type to walk around in the shadows. Caribou would be the type to walk around in the shadows, but Caribou has a very distinct look. Caribou has a very distinct silhouette. And Oda has played with silhouettes before, but this would be like egregious. You know what I'm saying? Like this would be kind of wild to make a silhouette look completely different than who it ends up being. Would just, I don't know. I don't know that Oda would go that far. A secret seventh satellite with higher authority. Okay. Batman for Real said Oda is a troll when it comes to silhouettes. Yeah, but I mean, he's played with them before, but has he ever gone that far by making them look completely different? Like, I know before we've met characters and we've seen their silhouette, and this could potentially and possibly be even before Oda had finished designing their character or locking their character design in. When they've been revealed, they've been slightly different. But like this close to them being revealed, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna end the poll. It's pretty one-sided now. Lucci and Kaku will team up with 71%, and they won't with 28%. So the yeses have it, but there's still some no's. 28%, that's not nothing. Kaido and Big Mom are really different. Yeah, but again, and someone said Kanjiro too. Interesting. I don't know, man. It would just be, to me, that would be wild. Because again, we're playing with mystery here. And that would be like the biggest red herring, but almost a kind of like, not a middle finger, but it would be kind of like, Oda's saying like, there's, you guys can fuck around and guess all you want, but it's, it was actually, that silhouette was actually S Snake. And then we're like, well, what the fuck? What's the point of even guessing? Quattro, shout out Quattro, gifted 1 Volume 1 membership, and Wally got it. Shout out Wally. Welcome to the family. Thank you, Quattro. We love you. There's also a ton of super advanced tech here, so it could be anything, yeah. Because they did mention they were on the weapons floor. No, that was who was with Stussy. That was Stussy, Jinbei, and Sanji. A Dofi clone. Interesting. Okay. It's an awakened snail transponder who's tired of being used, so it's liberating its homies. Jaggy, you win. That's it. We cracked it. I knew we would get there eventually. I wonder if this is from Hassan I wonder if Mads will return to Egghead Caesar Judge Queen reunion. Bro, that would be kind of crazy. And I would just like to see it. You know, I don't know if it would necessarily make the most sense in the world, but I would love to see it. Yeah, see, and I think that this is the line of thinking. Me and Dora and Ross, we also don't know if there are other experiment subjects on the island. Yeah, it just could be as simple as another experiment, another clone, another satellite, even another Seraphim. And someone said even a pacifista, the great Kami 13. Point is, I think that, again, we're definitely getting here another Vegapunk. So I guess I'm posing this question to the chat now. Because I think that it's likely that another Vegapunk kind of accidentally betrayed everybody by giving a command that, again, the Seraphim just kind of took too far. There is the likelihood that there is still one satellite that is purposely being traitorous and purposely being devious and purposely, trying to kill everybody. And how fucking crazy would it be if, again, the reason they're not able to override this command is because for whatever reason, like, I'm trying to make it make sense as to why Vegapunk would do this. Like, the main body Vegapunk would do this if potentially it was him. And I just, again, we've talked about, like, him leaving, and if he leaves, there's no way that all of the satellites can go with him. So is there a possibility that he's like, okay, let me just make it a little easier. I don't want to have to tell them to their faces that they can't come. So let me just do this real quick. Let me just clean up. Terrence Matthews. What's good, Terrence? Luffy has the offensive power of a Yonko, but needs to work on the defensive power and stamina of a Yonko. I mean, again, with Gear 5, that kind of, sure. But Muggsy poses an interesting thought, too. I think Luffy will be burned out in this fight due to Gear 5. There was a lot of emphasis put on how tired he was in the last chapter. So that could potentially be why he does need to team up with Lucci and Kaku, because he's maybe exhausted his stamina. But even when he's exhausted his stamina before, there hasn't been there's been a timetable, a regroup time, I guess. But there never has been a crazy amount of time. And Zoro can hold it down. Zoro and Shaka can hold it. I mean, for sure, Zoro. But again, these are the most powerful beings, or were created and meant to be the most powerful beings. And there's two of them, S-Hawk and S-Bear. And I think it would be crazy if Luffy went Gear 5 again, just instantly, which I don't know, he could do. But does he even need Gear 5 to take the Seraphim out? Omar locked. Yeah, if it was accidentally, it would fit Stella's clumsy scientist thing. But I'm all for sus imposter. Me too. I love a good mystery. Ramon with another dono.
Monkey to Luffy.
The other Vegapunks can't command the Seraphim, since Edison is the one in control. Either Stella or someone higher rank or Seraphim's own will. The other Vegapunks can't command the Seraphim, since Edison is the one in control. Someone higher rank or the Seraphim's own will. So it could be in that case then be just a bad command, which would fit into that clumsiness that Omar was mentioning. For maybe potentially it exists in all the Vegapunks, or someone higher rank, the Seraphim's own will. I think it's more likely it's a combination of both, like a bad command and their own will, which has caused them to kind of act out the way they are. Enter a name with a donation. Thank you so much.
It's your kitchen.
Enter a name just says, what's up? What's up, Enter a name? How are you? What's good? How you feeling? You having a good day? What are you up to? Let me know. Mugsby, I have a theory that Luffy gets emotionally drained, like his joy. This is good. I like this. Joy, freedom, and happy-go-lucky side get drained after he uses Gear 5. That would be very cool. And I'm kind of scrolling through the chapter just to see if we can see any evidence of that in this previous chapter. I mean, he isn't necessarily super joyful in this chapter, but that would be cool. I actually really like that a lot. Blood Docs with a member comment. We love Blood Docs.
La puta, la puta, la puta.
Just give you a Joy Girl La Puta real quick. Just, it's all Blackbeard. Devon transformed into VP. Okay, Katarina Devon transformed into VP and gave the orders. Stella vanished because Shiryu used invisibility to kidnap him. Blood Dogs, bro. You're also fucking big brain shit. Interesting. But would they be there? Because we haven't even seen really since the Law Blackbeard interaction. Like they were I guess we don't know exactly how far away they were, but they weren't close. I would love if Vegapunk lied to the Gorosei about having top authority. Saturn tries to give an order and gets ignored. Hilarious. Zigzag, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Of course, Vegapunk is, again, a man who's going to say whatever the fuck he has to say. Like, yeah, you guys have top authority. And in his mind, he was like, there's never going to be a situation unless it's dire that secret gets revealed, that I'm the one who actually has top authority. And why wouldn't he do that? Like, why wouldn't Vegapunk do that? There's no way to prove it, bro. He could just straight up lie to them, and that's some shit he would do. I think that would be so funny, and I would actually be kind of mad if that doesn't happen. Saturn gets there, but also maybe Saturn is so powerful that he doesn't even need the Seraphim. The Seraphim are secondary to him. Maybe he needs them so that he doesn't have to leave to go out and do whatever needs to be done. But now that he's out, he's like, you think I fucking give a fuck about some Seraphim? After the shit I've seen, after the shit I've been through, with the knowledge I have? But yeah, of course Vegapunk would do some shit like that. Absolutely. Hell yeah, Blood Docs, Blackbeard pirates are here. Last time, and Jackie said, what are the Blackbeard pirates doing again? I mean, last time we saw them, they were still in their fight with Law. Someone said this is Tess, the teleport fruit could do whatever Oda wants. That was weeks ago. Yeah, we haven't cut back to them in a while. Or days ago. Weeks for us. Weeks for us. So yeah, BB always thing is happening at the same time as this. Blackbeard Law thing is happening at the same time as this. Yeah. See, yeah, I think that we're just jumping around, but it's all chronologically, it's all happening at the same time. And they're not, I mean, with the teleport fruit, people are saying Van Augur. I mean, I just don't think that's it. That's who it is. Zigzag said, at Josh, love it if Saturn follows up with domination. We need overwhelming enemies for the final saga, and I still think Luffy beats any Seraphim 1v1 or 1v2. I mean, they're clearly going to enter the fray now. One is the beginning. Saturn, Jay, Garcia is the first. But, there's going to come a point in time when others, because of maybe something happening to Jay, are going to have to leave as well to do some shit. And they're going to have overwhelming power. They're going to be formidable. But again, there's so many moving pieces right now. There's so many things happening, which is crazy. And we're jumping around everywhere. I still kind of thought, hopefully we were going to get a little bit more of Kuma's backstory tease. But again, there's so many things to get to that we didn't get it in this chapter. There's no break week next week, so there's a possibility that we still might get it next week. But I think that this kind of took the center stage, right? The resolution or to see whether or not Zoro and Luffy allow Lucci and Kaku to team up with them and how sort of that unfolds. I think is gonna be a lot of maybe next week's chapter. I just really, really wanted to get more Kuma backstory. Really. I think this is Spicy Kimchi. The name got cut off a little bit, but I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure it is Spicy Kimchi. Shout out Spicy Kimchi gifting 1 Volume 1 podcast membership. Thank you so much. Thank you. We love that. Who got it? Matthias got it. Matthias Nielsen. Welcome, Matthias. Welcome to the crew. Will Garp die to save Law since he saved Luffy at Marineford? Garp could be toast, dude. Garp could be toast. I'm not sold, but it would be very fun. Do the Seraphim have hockey or sea stone? How would they nullify devil fruits? That's interesting. How would they nullify devil fruits? I think that there's a possibility that, why wouldn't they, if they were created to be the most powerful creatures, then it would only make sense that they would be able to, number one, use hockey, especially if they have sort of their own identity to an extent, but also like sea stone. That would be crazy. Like, why wouldn't they just have, why wouldn't they just be infused with that shit? You know? Do the Seraphim? Oh, okay. Josh, who's your favorite Seraphim so far? I would have to say so far, that's tough. That's really tough. We've seen shit. Damn. For no other reason, I guess, then I just think, I think they're all kind of cute, but I think S-Hawk is pretty sick, dude. Ooh, Yusuf, have you talked about Frankie possibly replacing a cola bottle with green blood? Now we're fucking talking, dude. Now we're fucking talking. This shit would be so fucking epic. That shit would be so fucking epic. I would love that. S-Snake, question mark, Batman for real. You are Sanji. S-Snake is cute as hell too. I know Mugsby said mine is S-Snake. But I think, S-Hawk, I think S-Hawk's kind of cool, dude. I think he's kind of cool. And Jackie says, I think the Seraphim will still need to train hockey, I guess. Yeah, I don't think it's something you could just have. I don't think it's something you could just be born having, but maybe it's something they're able to acquire. Still no sign of S-Hawk having a devil fruit. Maybe his sword is just better than any devil fruit. Still crazy to think of Mihawk with a power. Yeah, we haven't. I think we've seen the most from S-Snake in terms of like ability and even a little bit of personality. But I don't know, dude. S-Bear's kind of cool too. The problem child. Oh, S-Shark was kind of sick too. They're all sick, bro. They're all sick. Come on. They're all so fucking cool. And Mugsby is saying that green blood retains memories and experiences, so they could have hockey. Memories and experiences. That would be insane. Then they truly would be the most powerful being. Bro, if they could have, because that's the thing, if the interchangeable green blood, if they could just do that whenever the fuck they wanted to and have these memories and then have access to hockey and then have access to, sea stone. Bro, then they would be fucking untouchable, which is what they're supposed to be, right? They're supposed to be the most powerful beings in the world. What possible Seraphim that we haven't seen do you want to see the most? I think Dofi Seraphim would be sick. And I don't know why I think a Moria Seraphim would be pretty cool to see too. But yeah, let me switch back over here real quick. Make sure I'm on the right tab. We're good. Okay, back to the chat. Sorry about that. When it's just me, I got a lot more windows I got to keep track of. So I'm going to go through it again because I want to make sure. Okay, we talked a lot about the traitor, who the potential traitor could be. I kind of want to make a poll. Do you think that I'm going to make another poll? Do you guys think that they're one of the satellites is still a traitor, or do you think that it was just a bad command. So I'm going to write bad command or satellite. Bro, I can't fucking spell. I'm gonna say sat, and that's for satellite. Okay, bad command or sat traitor. Let me see. S-Bat seems so cool. Mugsby, I agree, dude. S-Bat would be so sick. 1 T, 2 L's. Put Stella 2. Okay, I'll put Stella 2. Bad command, sat traitor, or Stella. Meaning that the Stella body is the one who's giving the command and has betrayed all of them. So, bad command. Sorry about this. Bad command. Sat traitor or Stella. All right. Hopefully this poll makes sense. We shall see. JS, yo, what's up, y'all? Just dropping by to say, hope y'all are having a great Thursday. Yeah, doing really well today. Hopefully you're having a good day too, JS. Thank you for dropping in, popping in, stopping by. I'm having a pretty great day. I think Megan's having a good day too. She's feeling a lot better than she was yesterday. As I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, she's going to be joining us tomorrow for an Odyssey stream, and we'll talk probably more about the chapter tomorrow as well. No autocorrect test. I mean, there's probably autocorrect, but it just would have been a my fear, I guess, maybe not a valid fear, is that it wouldn't autocorrect, but I would think it was spelled right because it didn't autocorrect, and then I would just look like a fool. S Flamingo, yeah, S Flamingo would be so sick. So would Dofi's Seraphim be S Spider? I mean, S Flamingo I think would make more sense. Oh, actually, you know what? A buggy Seraphim, dude. S Clown. And S Croc, bro, I want to see them all. How do you choose? How do you fucking choose? But I think out of all of them, I kind of forgot about the possibility and the very real likelihood that there exists a buggy Seraphim. So I would love to see that shit, actually. Actually, I would die to see that shit. That would be so funny. Rumham said he can't be S Clown. All the Seraphim names are animals, Josh. I just saw someone else say S Clown, and I think I knew who they were talking about. So he could be maybe he can't. Well, I mean, maybe he can't be S Clown, but we can Clownfish. We can workshop some other possible names. So Satellite Traitor is still winning. But yeah, people are saying he's going to be brave. He's going to be, he's going to be smart. He's going to be what Buggy claims to be. And him interacting with Buggy, well, him interacting with anybody, but him, bro, if Buggy has to come across his own Seraphim, that shit would be so funny. And the only time I think we've seen that, well, I guess, there have been, S Shark and Jean Bay and yeah, we've seen them before. The actual person come across the Seraphim version of themselves. But bro, Buggy seeing his own Seraphim would be amazing, dude. See, that's the kind of shit I want to see, dude. Not necessarily fucking, I don't know, not necessarily Kaku and Lucci, even though, praise be still. But he's got to get back to the church. Lucci, the Church of Lucci, he's got to get back there. He can't be running around Egghead no more. He got taken out. He got done. He got humbled, and maybe they'll just throw him. They'll throw him, on the sunny, lock him up, and say no. But we'll keep you safe. We'll keep you safe because we don't want these Seraphim to kill you. But we're not teaming up with you. Terrence Matthews with another donation. They have Lunarian and Giant DNA, plus S Shark has Fishman DNA. Imagine if they have Mink DNA as well. We could be building up to an OP version of Cell. Yeah, everybody was kind of comparing the Cell saga, or just saying that there were a lot of similarities as soon as this started popping off. S Hyena, said Cameron K. I think that's it. I think that's it, dude. That'd be great. Leo. Now I want Seraphim Buggy with the invisible fruit. Imagine if S. Croc is a girl. See, that would be crazy. Okay, so let's just go to one more. Let's just go to one more theory or possibility, because I couldn't really see the chat all that well when I was mentioning it before. But am I tripping? Because it's possible this is what One Piece does to you. Sometimes you look too deep, even though you can never go too deep. Am I right? Sometimes you look a little too deep. And that might be the case here. I got One Piece brain. Is there significance to Atlas talking about, even though the proportions of the body are still different, is there some sort of significance to her mentioning that she could just swap out faces? That they could just swap out faces? That's what I'm waiting to see. That's what I'm waiting to see everybody's response to. JS said, yo, I forget who gifted me a membership, but thank you. I can't wait to watch the exclusive Volume 1 extras. You gotta watch the one from last week. That was a lore one, and we got into some crazy territory. And they've kind of been going that way, which is kind of fun. But yeah, you have access to that one and the backlog. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think when you give it a listen. Don't think so. JP says don't think so. Winston, though, says, I think Shaka's face is someone we know. Atlas Convo is important. Mr. Fan said, I don't know what difference that would make. I mean, I'm just saying that there could be, the body proportions. The body proportions kind of throw it off. There's a possibility then, that somebody could just face swap themselves. I mean, if we're talking about a mystery, if we're talking about a traitor, and it was somebody who had the ability to just do that, the plot would thicken, is all I'm saying. Why wouldn't Shaka use a mask? Because his helmet looks cool as hell. Because bro, even if I could swap out my face, nothing looks as cool as that fucking helmet. You know what I mean? Bon Clay. Shaka has no face. That'd be kind of cool. But, so Mr. Fan's saying, but what would the face swap achieve? I'm not saying it would achieve anything necessarily right now, but I'm saying it might achieve something in the future. This could just, unless it's a throwaway line that doesn't mean anything and it was just something to fill some pages. But it could then mean that, I don't know, anybody could sort of assume the identity. Like, let's take it real far. Let's say that, they do find out that, I don't know who the traitor is, but the traitor doesn't know they found out who it is. I mean, they could use that to advantage, do some face swapping shit, trick them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is that what you want me to say, Mr. Fan? I don't know. I'm just speculating over here. Just kidding, Mr. Fan. I do love you though. I do love you, and I know you're just questioning. I know you're just like, make it make sense, Josh. Make it make sense. You can't just be out here saying shit. You got to make it make sense, and I respect that. Thank you. But even if there isn't significance to, there might not be significance to the face under Shaka's helmet either. Like, he could just be no face would be crazy. Like, he's just fucking parts. But yeah, we might never see that man without a helmet. Because at this point, if he does take it off, if he does take it off and he just has like the Stella body Vegapunk's head, but on the body of, like, you know what I'm saying? In that same, as Shaka, in that same sort of outfit, tongue hanging out. That'd be funny if you go back and you see that under the Shaka helmet, sometimes you can see a tongue sticking out of the bottom of it. Sometimes just dangling right there. I'm going to end the previous poll, and I think it's pretty. Oh, actually, it's not as one-sided as I thought. So 43% said definitely a satellite traitor still. 32%, so second place is the Stella body. A lot of people think that the Stella, the main body, Vegapunk, is behind it all. And 23% think it's a bad command. So bad command actually got last place. See, Zigzag's like, oh damn, like what if Shaka is actually the real Vegapunk and the Stella is a satellite, bro? What if we didn't think about that? But we saw him in all the cover pages, though. You know, we saw him in all the cover pages, and that would be wild too, to show the whole fucking history, flashback with Dragon and everything. But that would be crazy, and everybody's like, how are you so tall? Like, okay, here it is. No, I really figured it out. Or imagine if the Vegapunk in the cover is a clone. Okay, check it out. So Shaka takes his helmet off, right? He takes his helmet off, and it's not the tongue, because the tongue would be farther down, because he's wearing a trench coat. You know what I mean? So he's either he's two Vegapunk clones stacked on top of each other. Okay, that's crazy. But it's his head. So he takes the helmet off, and it's the top of Vegapunk's head, right? And then they're like, what the hell? And then they open up the jacket. You know, it's one of those things where you see a little eyeball sticking through a hole in the jacket. And they open up the jacket, and he's down here. He's down here in the gut area. And that's what we've been seeing the whole time. Zigzag, I'm just trying to make wacky connections like Daddy Parvision. Let me see.
That's a more?
Yeah, just no eyes or mouth. And Rumham says, I think two Vegapunks on top of each other is more convincing than that theory, Josh. Oh, damn. Yeah, we're having fun now. Krang, that's the guy's name from the Ninja Turtles. That's the guy. That's Vegapunk's brain. Bro, so no one wants me to write One Piece, because if I did, it'd be like, okay, Krang, we're gonna have Vegapunk's brain is gonna be like a Krang, you know, kind of walking around, and then everybody's freaking out about who the identity of Shaka is. Take the helmet off, it's just hair. You know, it's hair, no face, no, because this is the top of his head, top of Vegapunk's big ass head. You know what I'm saying? Nothing here. And he opens a trench coat, and he's gonna be like down here. He's like, it was me the whole time. And that is if I wrote, that is if I was the one writing this story. Rumham says Parvision will just say every theory under the sun and then claim credit. Damn, Rumham calling Par out right now, and then claim credit when one of those things comes true. He says some crazy shit, some crazy theories. What if Shaka dies in the same way the robot in Daft Punk did? Yeah, I mean he is Daft Punk. He is Daft Vegapunk. Oh, Money, here we go. What up, Money? Let me see. Where's the sound at?
Monkey to Luffy.
Bebop and Rocksteady, and Pythagoras. That's funny, dude. See? And see, Winston, this is what I'm talking about. We say crazy shit, but then Winston says, but why was Shaka talking to Dragon? Exactly, bro. What if, could be crazy, the Stella body that we've been told is the Stella body is a clone. Why? Like we were saying in the chat. Okay, now I'm really starting to understand it. It's been a clone all along. And so it's not necessarily a satellite as it is like a clone. Okay. See, now we're getting somewhere, and Shaka is the Stella body. I wish I had the X-Files. You know. Interesting. Are we thinking York is out for the arc? There isn't really a way to get her out. York will be back. I don't know how they're going to do it, but York will be back. They're gonna figure out what's going on with the Seraphim. You know, the Seraphim's going to undo what was done to York, right? And then, but is there some significance too to all of them being connected as well? Like, could that help them in any way? You know how like York was saying, "Eat for me," and someone else was saying like, go to the bathroom, take a dump for me, or whatever they were saying in that chapter. I don't know, but then they're all going to team up, and they're all going to have like the Seraphim, the Straw Hats, Lucci, Kaku. I'm talking everybody, everybody there is going to have to team up, and they're all going to have to go against Kizaru and Jay Garcia and Jay. And all those people are still going to have a hard time. That's what it's going to be. And I'm mostly kidding. Zigzag said, nah, all the satellites will die and the real Vegapunk will survive. Yeah, I think that's for sure. I think, and I think Vegapunk might not make it out either. I mean, all jokes aside, I really do think that he is, for every reason we've already talked about before. And, for the sake of not repeating myself, I mean, I guess I will, but I won't go on too long. But in my mind, I just don't understand. And we talked about it. I don't understand how Vegapunk, the main body, can really go with them, because he would just have access to all this information. Luffy has been in a position before where he could know things. Robin has been in a position before with Ray Lee where she could know things and chose not to. But still, there are other people. I mean, I just don't think there's any way that if he actually ended up going with them, it would. I don't know how it would. I think it would be trickier to tell that story, to have a character there who has access to all of this technology, all this information. It would just be too. It would make things a lot easier for them in some aspects. But if he doesn't go, then what is the other alternative? Death. And so it might. And this is the final saga. Something crazy has to happen. Something big has to happen. And Egghead could end with the death of Vegapunk. Like, that shit would be fucking crazy. That shit would be crazy. And I think it's extremely possible. Tess said it's weird. Like, if you think about it, shouldn't they be sharing the same minds? So shouldn't they know whoever would be the traitor? Like, they share the same digestive system, so it seems selective. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what they said in that chapter, that they upload their consciousness unless you can withhold information, which I don't see as being something that would be entirely out of the realm of possibility, that you can withhold information and choose not to upload something. But yeah, they were not only sharing a mind, they were sharing everything, an appetite, a digestive system. But I don't think it would be that crazy for someone to be able to choose to withhold that. Oh, fuck. Donut dunker. Bro, I'm a donut dunker myself. From one donut dunker to another.
Good smell. Flavor.
Said, thank you for the donation. I want VV to beat up Morgan, to take her to Egghead to see the Straw Hats, and Morgan gets to see the chaos, and maybe he live snails it too. That'd be crazy. If Morgan's ended up on Egghead, live snailing everything. He's the Mr. Beast of the One Piece universe. Morgan's beat up a CP0 agent. He's strong. Vivi would get slapped. We don't know how strong Vivi's gotten. Vivi, Lucci awakened his devil fruit. Kaku, in that short ass amount of time, awakened his devil fruit. We don't know. Vivi's been training. She's got hockey now. Vivi is, she's been hitting the gym. Maybe the battle royale is at Egghead and Beehive. Vivi is taking the L, said Romam. Let Vivi eat the paw fruit. That'd be crazy. Does Vivi need a devil fruit though? I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but anyway, now I'm just off the deep end. I'm off the deep end, but I like it. I like hanging out. I like talking about One Piece with you guys. I mean, again, this chapter was a lot of fun. Another donation. Oh, 2 donations coming in. The first from A Beautiful Lie. Let me see. You get...
It's your kitchen.
Vivi joins the Straw Hats would be lit. Yeah, dude. I mean, come on. I do think, we're talking about, okay, this is something I was thinking about, and whatever. It's not that crazy, but let me shout out Hassan. I'm going to try Batla. Hassan, thank you so much. Let me give you a...
That's a more?
Been waiting 15 years for Vivi to reunite with the Straw Hats. Literally all I want. Okay, they're both about Vivi. This works. Thank you guys both so much for your donation. Of course, dude. I would love for you to officially join the Straw Hats. I think that would be really, really cool. But at the same time, the Gorsei at the end of everything, right? At the end of everything, the Gorsei there's going to be a hole to fill. Chill. Pause, bro. But she being royalty is going to have to she's going to have to help run things. And I guess, there's a possibility she could be some sort of like diplomat. I just don't. Would her skills be better? Would she be better suited to sail the sea? I mean, I know we would all love that, but would her skills as a leader, as a queen, be put to better use if she was the head of some sort of council that took the spot of the Gorsei? Because we need someone like Vivi. We need someone like Vivi. Get the fucking elders, the old heads. See, that's what I'm saying. One Piece, we all know it to be. It says things about our world. Get the old heads out and get the young Vivis in. It's kind of like Yamato needs to stay in Wano. Yeah, is Yamato going to come back around by the end of the story? I don't know. Hassan said, just for a few chapters, you can go back after. Okay, yeah, no, they're definitely going to reunite for sure. Oda would not do that. Oda, he will break our heart. He will rip us apart, especially with this Kuma backstory coming up. Like, trust me, he'll do he'll pull some dirty tricks, because we're so invested, and he'll pull on our heartstrings, but he'll also give us closure, and he'll also give us those beautiful moments where we get to see, like in the case of like Vivi reuniting with the Straw Hats. It's going to happen. By the end, it's going to happen. It has to. Because it's a battle royale, I think Lucci gets up and attacks Luffy again anyway. This is Hot Shot Mama. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. Okay, I need to make a commit, right? So I committed already to Saturn. That silhouette not being Saturn. Sorry, not being Saturn. Now I need to commit to, because we've talked about a lot of things, okay? So I'm just trying to get my thoughts clear. What do I think about the Traitor, right? Is there still a satellite Traitor? Or is it the Stella body, or was it a bad command? I'm going to say, this is my final answer. Fuck, dude. I'm going to say, it's the Stella body. I'm going to say that. It's the Stella body. Now, will Lucci and Kaku be allowed to join, to team up? Shit. You know what? I'm going to say no. And we'll see what happens next week. A couple donuts, spicy kimchi. Let's fucking go. Pythagoras' head, sus as fuck, reminds me. Returns undamaged. Says it might be their mistake. Says he saw no enemy. Tries to deflect attention to York as Snake shows up. That's a good point. He did say, and we have to wait till the official translation comes out, of course, but TCB's pretty good. He does say we might have made a mistake. Like, meaning that we might have given a bad command. Now, that could be him also trying to just, like, deflect a little bit. But it seems like Spicy Kimchi's number one suspect is Pythagoras. CDK. Shout out CDK. Thank you for the donation. Gotta go. Fun chapter. Fun stream. Keep killing it, Josh. Thank you, CDK. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. Pythagoras said something else. I think Luffy and Zoro don't. Okay. We'll force them to team up. He saw the enemy. He just didn't get the chance to tell them before S Snake attacked. Hot shot. Yeah, Lucci might get forgiven. Gutsy proclamation from Josh. Now we get full rights to point and laugh at him if he ends up wrong. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, I do the. I'm not. I'm not exempt. I participate in the scattershot approach sometimes as well. You know, and I throw a lot of stuff out there, and I'm guilty of that too. But I want to make a proclamation and declare once and for all what I believe to be absolutely true, because I do think it's funnier if I'm right, sick, super sick. If I'm wrong, I think it's going to be funny, and everybody's going to get to come back here and yes, point and laugh, because we can all have our guesses, and some of them can be better than others, more informed than others. But at the end of the day, who knows? Anything could happen. So yes, Jackie said, got to bounce too. It's already 6 a.m. Damn, 6 a.m. Early bird gets the worm. Unless you just been up all night. That's like me. That's the sleep schedule I'm on. Have a good night, Jackie. If you're going to bed, he's yawning like in a bed emoji. So maybe you've been up. So yeah, go to get some sleep, dude. Get some sleep. So that's what I'm saying. Calling it right now. Ty said, Josh, will you be going to Anime Expo? We both wanted to go to Anime Expo. Me and Mehgan wanted to go, but tickets are expensive. And they're only going up in price. So it's a little unclear. We were like super set on going. And then, yeah, we saw how much them tickets were going to be. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll keep you posted. As of right now, it's like 50-50. And maybe leaning, I don't know. I don't want to say leaning one way or the other. We'll have to see. Okay. Oh, Rumham said, eat a hot pepper if you are wrong. Let's make it spicy. Okay, I'm down. Josh, will you put body tattoos on your Patreon? Like, meaning like if we hit a certain amount, I'll get a tattoo. Bro, yes. If that's what you're saying, yes. And you can decide where it goes. I don't care. Decide where it goes. You want it on my face right here? Done. But that's what I'm saying. Let me just say it one more time. So we got it set in stone, and then we'll wrap it up. So I'm saying it's the Stella body giving the command. Lucci and Kaku not going to be allowed to team up. No way, Jose. Even though I kind of think they are, but not. They're not going to. It's not going to happen. And that silhouette was not a satellite. It was not Jay Garcia. It was not Saturn. It was but I also don't know who it was. But that's what I'm saying. A weevil face tattoo. And if I'm wrong, bro, I'm gonna be wrong about one of those things. For sure. There's no way I'm gonna be right about all those things. But if I'm wrong, let's say if I'm wrong about two. If I'm wrong about two, I'll eat a pepper. I don't give a fuck. I'll eat a pepper. And you think you've seen Tomato Josh? Get ready. What's more red than a tomato? But I'm down. But that's if I get two wrong. I'm gonna get one wrong for sure. A tattoo. Get the emoji. Okay, a beautiful eye. I see it. Okay, I see it. Hassan with another dono. Shout out Hassan.
Good smell. Flavor.
Oh, shit.
Josh, do or are you going to get an OP tattoo? I would actually okay, Ramon, I see you sneaking in with the little glasses emoji too. I see the little nerdy emoji. I see him starting to trickle in. Would I get a One Piece tattoo? Absolutely. I don't have one. I would get one in a heartbeat. I just don't. I don't know exactly what I would get. I do think, not to go on a tattoo tangent, but one. This sleeve I kind of have right now is not really a complete sleeve yet. It's like more fantasy sort of oriented. You got, axes and swords and, magical creatures and snakes. But I do think it would be kind of cool if on this arm to kind of, make it a manga arm, sleeve, whatever. So I would like to get manga panels. I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that aesthetically, I like that look. But I would definitely get a One Piece tattoo. I want to and will. And I'll film it when it happens. All right. That's going to do it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys fucking rule. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for, hanging out and talking One Piece. We'll be back tomorrow. Me and Mehgan streaming Odyssey. The game is just beginning. Okay, we just started getting to the good part. We got through the tutorial. We got through all the boring stuff. Now let the game really begin. So we'll keep you updated as to what time that's going to all be happening. But that's going to do it for another stream, another One Piece chapter discussion, chapter 1075. What a great chapter. Can't wait to be back next week to talk about the next one. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that is always the same and never changes. Which I usually rely heavily on Mehgan for this. And since Mehgan is out sick today, I'm going to be relying on the chat. So whatever you guys think the outro should be, I'm going to go with that. Zigzag said, everybody describe your tattoos. I have an upper arm sleeve of my indie rock heroes and a thigh of a wizard Bigfoot. That sounds fucking awesome. A wizard Bigfoot? Shout out Zigzag. Mr. Rubik's Wally. Oh, Wally said, wow, someone gifted me a membership and I wasn't even in the stream. Thanks, whoever it was. Well, dude, Wally, see, you just get that. You pop in, you say, oh, I got it. It's like a Christmas present. It's happy One Piece Day. You just hop in a stream and you get a membership. That's pretty sick. I don't remember who it was either, but I think it happened during the stream. It would have had to have happened this stream. Welcome to the family, Wally. Welcome. It's nice to have you. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to come up with an outro on my own. Let me think. Okay, what do we talk about today? A lot. That's not Saturn. It's not a great outro, but come on, dude. I'm making do with what I have. So I'm gonna say it because I saw a lot of people online saying it's clearly Saturn. So I'm gonna say that ain't Saturn. That's the outro. They look disgusted. I like that. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for kicking it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me just make sure I got everything queued up. And until next time, that ain't Saturn. Trust me, bro. Trust me, that don't look nothing like Saturn. I don't know who it is. I wish I could tell you who it was. But I don't know. I don't even have a really good guess. I don't think it's Caribou either. I don't think it's Caribou. I don't think it's Saturn. I don't think it's a satellite. But it ain't Saturn. I'll tell you that much right now.